Peace and blessings coming to you live from North Las Vegas, Nevada. My name is Anthony Calori, and this is the Preciate podcast. Welcome back. It's good to be back myself. It's good to see you. It's good to be seen. And yeah, back in the place to be, man. In the dojo, in the lab. I hope work has been treating you well. I hope life ain't been kicking your ass too bad. And I hope you haven't been kicking your ass more than life is kicking your ass. You know what I'm saying? Let life do that. You know, every once in a while you got to pat yourself on the back and say, hey, I'm doing a good job. And, you know, when you're going toe to toe with life, got to give yourself some credit, you know, just because it punches you in the mouth and makes your lip bleed, or punches you in the nose, make your nose bleed. You know, give yourself some credit for hanging in there, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, living to fight another day. That's what it's all about. You win some, you lose some. But you live to fight another day, you know, and that's what it is. Rest in peace to John Witherspoon. I'm feeling good today. My head is clear, and you know, life is challenging. It's challenging, but you know, you got to hang in there, and you know, hang in there with the best of them. I'm doing the same. So, you know, if life been you know, if you've been feeling discouraged lately or anything like that, just know it's going to be all right. You know, I know a lot of people facing layoffs, at losing family members, you know, going through financial hardships, you know, car just broke down, you know, it's tough times right now, you know, and instead of escaping the reality that life is hard, you know, I think we are better off, you know, sitting in it and giving ourselves credit for being tough through these tough times. So, you know, tough times make tough people, and we need more of that. You know, we don't need any more people escaping the realities of life and pretending like shit is sweet and it's all good and fuck it, and, you know, let's just get faded, let's just get high, you know, let's just go pull a lick, you know, fuck it. You know, I'd rather just rob a Gucci store or something like that. You know, fast money might be your last money, and remember that shit. So, you know, if you're hustling, you're grinding, you're working 10, 12, 14 hours, you know, a shift, you know, just know that you are respected, appreciated, not just by me, but by God and the people around you. You know, they see you and they admire you, and, you know, don't be so hard on yourself. You know, do what you gotta do. Keep your mind right, keep your body right, and if you gotta spend less time on the internet, do that. And I highly recommend that. Ain't nothing good on there. You know, there's a whole lot of tricksters, a whole lot of propaganda, a whole lot of being in other people's business, a whole lot of, you know, being jealous of everybody, you know, showing you the highlight reel, and not being fully transparent about how they're really feeling. You know, it ain't easy, and a lot of times I believe if it wasn't for Instagram, people wouldn't do half of the shit that they do. You know, and so, you know, don't let it get you down. You know, you're doing a good job. You know, and if you feel like you can be doing more, you probably can. You know, so don't be hard on yourself. Make some room for your mental to take on more things that you know are going to benefit you, just in your day to day. You know, it's really all good. You ain't got to conquer the world. You know, you just got to conquer yourself, and I think that's a good goal for all of us to have, especially, you know, us who have a lot of responsibility already. You know, got a lot of bills. You know, you got kids. You have family members or friends that you're, you know, accountable for. And, you know, just make sure you're taking time for yourself to, you know, want to get up every day. You know, do things throughout the day that make you want to get up tomorrow, you know, when you when you lay your head on that pillow at night. Shout out to Shannon Sharp. But, it's really all good. And I think that's why I've decided to return in this fashion, and I'm not making some grand return. I'm just happy to be here. I'm happy to be alive. And, like you, I have my own struggles and things that I go through, self-doubt and wondering if these great things that I'm, striving to achieve are actually for me, and if they're possible. And, some days I know for damn sure that they are. And some days, I get afraid that I'm just not good enough, yeah, or, I don't trust myself to do the things that I need to do to accomplish these things because they require a lot of discipline, a lot of hard work, focus, and more than anything, a lot of patience. And so, being patient and you're just working on that slow grind is really where it's at. And so, I've been having my own struggles, inside my own little jihad, inside myself. And so, I just thank God for keeping me grounded. And I thank my partner April for keeping me grounded. And, I honestly have to thank myself because not everybody can be there for you all the time, and oftentimes God will leave you to figure it out yourself when it's absolutely necessary. And when it's necessary, you don't know, so it's easier to cling on to, the weed or the drink or, the nicotine or the caffeine and all that stuff. And so, yeah, man, I just been trying to check myself, work hard at this piano, take care of myself physically and mentally. And, like I said before, it's not easy. I struggle, every day. And so, just know I say all that, not to go on this long tangent or rant, but just to say that you are not alone and God got you. If you pray, continue to pray. If you like to manifest and call things, into existence, do that. Keep doing that. Positive affirmations, and just know that it's gonna be good, man. It's gonna be good. Just keep putting that work in, and all that good shit. So that's my little opening rant. I know I've been, going on and on for almost 8 minutes now, but I'm just, happy to be here, and it's been a hell of a journey. I don't think I've done a podcast for a few months now, and what really made me want to get back on it is my friend James. I seen him at my nephew's what do you call that? I guess baptism party or christening or something like that. And he was like, "I'm waiting for that next podcast episode," And I told him that I had been going through some shit, and I didn't want to come on here and fake the funk and just talk just to talk, and I think that's okay. It's just me on here, kind of chopping it up with you, and just being transparent about the things that I'm seeing, how I feel about certain shit, and so yeah, I just wasn't in the right space, and I praise God for just helping me get along this journey, and I thank James for putting it back on my mind because I wasn't even thinking about it, and I enjoy doing this thing, not just for myself, but if you could put a good word out there, then why not do it? And so hopefully I'm kicking some good words for you today. Today is, I believe, August 6th, 2023. It's Sunday. We're about a week out from a week and a day from the Terence Crawford and Errol Spence fight. It was a 50-50, leading up to the fight. Everybody I was talking to was saying, I got Crawford, I got Spence, I got Crawford, I got Spence. And so, I haven't bought a pay-per-view in a minute, but I knew that I was going to buy that one because these two men, deserve that money. and even the promoters deserve that money for putting the best fights together. And so that's why, you had, over somewhere around 700,000 people just in the United States buying that pay-per-view. And so everybody got paid handsomely, and they deserved it. They deserved it. Errol Spence showed a lot of heart, a lot of courage, and Terence Crawford put on one of the most masterful performances I've ever seen in my life. I refuse to disrespect Errol Spence in any kind of way. He showed he had an incredible heart, and deserves all the credit and respect in the world for being in that ring. And Terence Crawford is unarguably the best boxer of this last decade. And yeah, man, he had been my favorite fighter for quite a while now, since the early 20 teens, if that's what we call them. I still don't know what to call those, that decade. But yeah, man, I remember I was working at a warehouse in Sunnyvale when I first heard about him. He was fighting for Top Rank, and he was just switch stance. Depending on who he was fighting, he was just such a masterful boxer, had a lot of power, and a real humble guy, but also had this, the only way I can describe it is this Michael Jordan aura about him, where he knew he was better than you, and there was nothing you can tell him otherwise. He knew he was going to beat you, and there was nothing you can tell him otherwise. Not just in boxing, but ping pong, fucking wrestling, pool, hopscotch. If you dared him to compete against him in anything, he would swear up and down to God and anybody around that he was gonna beat you. And so, love his style. Yeah, man, just a really masterful performance. If you were able to watch it live, you were blessed with seeing, just beauty in motion. And yeah, man, I wish the best for both of those guys. Hopefully they get to run it back, God willing, everybody's in, right physical shape and, mental shape to run it back as safely as possible. But it was an incredible fight, man. Both men put on a great performance, and it was one for the history books. I don't care what anybody says. Both men put on a really great performance, and I know Errol Spence is looking to get some get back as soon as possible, but we want to just see, both men, be healthy, take care of their families, and do what's best for them personally. And, they already made it happen, and so if they want to do it again, we'll be grateful to watch it again and buy that pay-per-view again. So, yeah, shout out to both of them, man. If you want to see, how it went, check out the epilogue on Showtime Sports, and it'll pretty much give you a nice little summary of how everything was leading up to the fight, during the fight, and after the fight. And I've been, honestly reeling from it ever since, watching every little interview I can, and, people's predictions, and also, their reactions to after the fight. And, man, it was just really so inspiring to see Terence Crawford put on such a masterful performance, paint a boxing masterpiece. And yeah, man, it motivated me. And the next day I went to the gym and, ran as far as I could run on the treadmill, and came home, took my dog on a run, and ran some more, because I know that for myself I could dig deeper, I could work harder, not just physically, or athletically or anything like that, but just in my personal life. And so ever since, I've been really inspired, and motivated to be my personal best, and to show up, under the lights at my best, with no excuses, just like both of those men, So I appreciate them very much for, just demonstrating so much class and grace, both in in victory and defeat. And so, yeah, so shout out to them, and thank you for everything you guys gave us last week. Um, yeah, I don't know how to segue out of that really, but yeah, I don't know how to segue that too much. But I guess uh, since then, um, I was able to catch up with my mentor. I hadn't seen him in about a month or two because we both just been busy with our own lives and things like that. And so I was able to catch up with him and show him some things I've been working on, some voicing techniques for these jazz standards that I'm working on because I have a lot of work to do in that department. And so I've just been working on some blocked hand techniques and just learning some tunes. And strangely enough, we haven't known each other that long, but it was the first time I was able to play for him because there's usually other people around, or there's like a recording session going on, or we meet somewhere where there's no piano or anything like that. And so I was able to play him some shit that I've been working on, and it was really positively affirming to get his feedback. And so he just showed me some stuff. I showed him some things I've been working on, some learning resources that he was like, okay, this is cool. You could probably learn this stuff in a couple months, 2-3 months, you could have all this down, if you bust your ass. And then he's like, but let me help you expand on this stuff that you're learning. And he just really opened my mind up and was like, this is 3 months of work, but what I'm about to show you is a whole year's worth of work. And he was right, man. And, the thing about, wanting to be great at something or pursuing a dream of yours or a goal of yours that other people may seem as lofty, and to you, it takes, serious dedication and things like that. You should have a realistic understanding of not just how long it's going to take, but how you're going to get there, you know. And so I've been working on just being more disciplined in my practice, not just, creating music and using chords and things and stuff that I know, but really just putting that on the back burner and pushing myself to, transcribe music, learn, solos from the greats like Miles Davis and Bill Evans and Wynton Kelly and Chet Baker and guys like that. Not just guys like that, but jazz heroes like that. And it's been blowing my fucking mind. It's easy to sit here and learn a bunch of, not easy, but it's easier to sit here and learn a bunch of chord theory and voicings and scales and things like that. But it's a whole nother thing to internalize how these great musicians and pioneers of jazz and beyond jazz but music, how they used these things, these techniques, and the masterful demonstrations that they've been able to give us through their own music. And so I've been sitting here just humbled as a motherfucker, just like, man, I can't even, like, how do these guys know how to pick the perfect notes, and they're all doing it, live, spontaneously on the spot. But it's not just from out of nowhere, it's a lot of rehearsing, practicing, coming up with phrases, and doing a lot of things that, yeah, you heard that record of them, playing that solo, but you think it was the first time that they, ran through that phrase or worked on that song, or even when they performed it live. These guys have a serious grasp of, what it is that they're doing as far as improvising and things like that. They have so many tools and techniques and phrases and ideas that they've worked on thousands and thousands and thousands of times. And, it's easy to get caught up and frustrated with things like that. But, I translate it just like, into basketball or into boxing. These guys go in the gym and they throw thousands and thousands and thousands of punches before you see them in the fight. They're not just chilling, hanging out, leading up to the fight, man. They're preparing and practicing and getting in good shape and condition physically and mentally. Um, and the same goes for music. People really work hard and they practice and they get it together, just like people in business. Before somebody makes that $1 million deal, they practice and they rehearse and they learn and they educate and they study, and they really fucking work hard at it, and I know it's easy to think that people who, have money or have success, it's easy to be envious and jealous of these people. But like Mike Tyson would say, if you knew everything I've been through and what I have to do and what I had to do to get here, you wouldn't be so envious of me. You wouldn't want to go run 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 miles a day, 5, 6 days a week. You wouldn't want to get beat up in the ring and sparring, doing all these push-ups and sit-ups and hitting the mitts and hitting the heavy bag for hours and hours a day and be, strict on your diet. Everybody wants the success, but a lot of people are not jealous of the hard work and patience that comes along with the process and the journey in achieving that success. And so, I just have been humbled incredibly. I thank my mentor Sean for really just opening my eyes to, how long these things are going to take, but also how possible it is. He doesn't just say, because I'm like, oh, I want to accomplish this in a year from now. I want to be doing X, Y, and Z professionally in a year from now. And he's like, well, how about a year and a half? How about 2 years? Will you still want to do it? If it takes longer than you want or expect it to, are you going to quit? And it's something that I had to, really ask myself and answer, and the answer is absolutely not. I will never quit. As if it's possible, then however long it takes, I'm willing to put in the work and see it through, and so I ask myself that constantly, that if I can accomplish specific goals that mean a lot to me, that would, change my life in a certain way. And if I could have the career that I want to, for the rest of my life, and, start to make a living doing the thing that I love and want to do for the rest of my life, could I wait 5 years for that to happen? Could I wait 10 years? And, the answer is absolutely yes. Why deprive yourself of, doing something that you love or is going to be great for you or can be life-changing? Why give up on that because you have too many conditions, And so, and my cousin Charlie was a big, influence on me in that as well. He's a filmmaker, director, really just all around cinematography talent and juggernaut, in my opinion. And, seeing him, progress through the years in his craft and watching him, be successful and make a living, no matter what it took, really has inspired me as well over the years, And so I encourage everybody to ask themselves that question, if I made a decision to, accomplish a goal, whether it's, run a marathon or, change careers or make a certain amount of money. If you want to make $250,000 a year and you see a direct path, or not maybe direct, because nothing is really ever that direct. There's always hurdles and, challenges, peaks and valleys, as they say, on the way to your dreams and goals. Lost my train of thought or whatever. But if you can make $250,000 a year and you saw a way to do that, and you were passionate about doing that, not just because it's about the money, but because what it would do, for your family, or, you can do it, you can make that money while, um, doing something that you're passionate about or love or could see yourself being passionate about. If it took 10 years, why not? A lot of people don't make six figures ever in their life, and so even if your goal was to make 50, 60, 70, $80,000 a year, um, and, grow from there. If it's going to take 5 years or 10 years, why not do it? There's no need to be complacent or to be hard on yourself or to give up, anything is possible, and you have everything you need, all day, every day, to make that shit happen. You just got to be patient with the process, and really just put the work in, and if it wasn't for my mentor, I'd be feeling really lost right now, and so I recommend that everybody go and find themselves a mentor, and push themselves to be unafraid of being criticized and, led, so to speak, in the right direction, and why be afraid anyway? It's okay to fuck up, and it's okay to, you know, express that you're nervous sometimes. It's okay to express that you're not so sure of yourself. And, when you have the courage to say that you are afraid, you know, um, God willing, you'll have somebody around you to say it's okay to be afraid, but it's not okay to give up. It's okay to be unsure of yourself, but it's not okay to give up. So, have people around you, whether it's friends, family, or a mentor, and trust yourself to be courageous and transparent and patient and dedicated, because you are capable of doing all those things. No matter what journey you're on, no matter what path you're on, um, you have everything you need right now, all day, every day, straight up, you know. And so I'm going to start to close this episode out. It's good to be back. I know I've been, talking your ear off and stuff like that. But, just know that I'm happy to be here, and I'm happy that you're here. And, I believe in you. And, believe in yourself. Nothing can stop you. Ain't shit to it but to do it. And, just find a nice little rhythm of getting things done. Implement some, healthy habits. And, just getting a rhythm of knowing that you're a bad motherfucker, and everything's going to be all right. Uh, ain't shit in this world that we can't handle. There's somebody out there who's got it better than us, and there's somebody out there who's got it worse than us. And it's really just all about perspective, but respect that everybody is earning what they got, one way or another. They're earning it by not fucking it up, whether it was given to them. They have to earn it by not fumbling, not fumbling the blessing that they have, and there's somebody, if there's somebody out there who's got it worse than you, respect their journey, and be grateful for what you have, and don't be afraid to kick a couple dollars or some food or, some resources down to other people, especially the kids, I'm not going to go into another rant, but definitely just, know that the kids need role models, and, pride yourself on being a role model. Like I said before, you're hardworking, you're paying your bills on time, you're doing what you have to do, you're not treating people like shit, and that's all, any of us can ask the next person to do, and that's all we can hope that the kids see in us. It's not the bullshit that they see on the internet. Hopefully, all of us are aware enough and present enough to recognize that we're all trying our best, and doing what we can to just be good role models for the next people. Don't be afraid to hold the door open for somebody, and if they don't say thank you, or if they give you some weird look that doesn't seem too kind, let that shit roll right off you, man, because I guarantee for the 9 other people that you do that for, they're going to be thankful and grateful. So don't let, one punk motherfucker who, doesn't want to, who may be in a bad mood or something like that. And, I could even take that back. They might not be a punk. They could just be going through something that we don't know anything about. And, I know I've been there where, I cannot be, so pleasant and so kind myself because honestly, I'm beating myself up and throwing myself a little pity party and not, being present, and shit like that, So, take a deep breath. It's going to be okay. And just let that bullshit, roll right off you. It's going to be all right. Yeah, man. Can't shit stop you. Nothing can stop you. Have faith in yourself. Lean on the people around you. And know that we are all grateful, that we're all here. I'm grateful you're here. I'm proud of you. And, be proud of yourself, for not giving up and making it this far, And if you've been procrastinating on certain things, just make little, incremental changes and do what you got to do. Everything is within your power. And if you feel like it isn't, pray on it, and the truth will be revealed to you. So y'all take care. And this was cool. I'll see you soon. Peace.